Fights sanctioned by the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation. Greg Alvarez, Program Administrator. Now, help me welcome to the cage, representing 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu, Paul Wilson.
All right, we are kicking things off in the kickboxing division. I am Todd Moore calling the action here with AJ Hoffman. AJ, are you ready for some fights, my man?
Stoked, man. This looks like a good card, and that main event is going to be, like you said, a banger. This is a good night of fights here.
The interesting thing about Elevate Fighting Championship is the hybrid card. He's got kickboxing matches, he's got grappling fights, he's got MMA, a little bit of everything on the card tonight, AJ.
Yeah, we saw even before the broadcast started, had some grappling in here, and yeah, there's amateur pro kickboxing, amateur pro MMA. Everybody gets to show off what they're working on in here.
Here we have the man known as Kid Dynamite, Paul Wilson, weighing in at 125 pounds, representing 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu. He is ready for action.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, making his way to the cage, representing Gracie, Baja, and Main Street Boxing, Muay Thai, Kenneth Sherman.
Kenneth Sherman making his way to the cage, representing Gracie Baja Webster. Also represents Main Street Boxing downtown, coming in at 125 pounds, looking to increase his record to 2-0, walking in here with a nice victory under his belt.
1-0 kickboxing record. And Bob Perez cornering him here.
Great thing about the 125-pounders, there's a lot of speed in these weight divisions, ladies and gentlemen, so don't blink. See what kind of pop that they have in their punches. Final touches for Sherman as he prepares for battle. I believe this will be Kid Dynamite, Paul Wilson's debut. So we got a debuting fighter going against a fighter with one fight underneath his belt. Final touches, they're looking for the mouthpiece for Kenneth Sherman or something, actually. Some last piece of equipment to get this fight rocking and rolling.
Like an ankle sleeve.
We have 15 amateur fights on the card for you here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, then followed by 5 pro fights. Promoter Chris Lopez put on some of the best mixed martial arts action here in Houston, giving people from all realms an opportunity to compete, from grappling, kickboxing, all the way up to mixing up in MMA. There we have him, Kenneth Sherman, and he is ready for action.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, our first fight of the night is being brought to us by Lone Star Injury Attorneys and is scheduled for 3 rounds of 3 minutes each in the Elevate FC flyweight division. Introducing first on my left, fighting out of the blue corner. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighted at 122 pounds. Looking for his first win this evening, fighting out of Houston, Texas, Paul Kid Dynamite Wilson. And across the cage on my right, fighting out of the red corner, he stands 5 feet 2 inches tall, weighted at 123 3/4 pounds. His record stands 1 win, no losses. Fighting out of Houston, Texas, Kenneth Sherman. Referee in charge of the action, Danielle Guevara.
Kenneth Sherman, Paul Kid Dynamite Wilson. 3 3-minute rounds. And our first fight for Elevate Fighting Championship is officially underway.
Ooh, strong kick to start.
Yeah, Sherman opened up with that leg kick that got Wilson's attention. Oh, big right hand there from Sherman as well. already Sherman establishing some work downstairs that could pay dividends later on in the fight.
Everything Sherman does is extremely violent. Very, very powerful dude packed into that small frame.
Yeah, the taller of the two, Paul Wilson, actually almost looks like a 135-pounder with that height. Let's see if he can use that range to his advantage. Thus far, Kenneth Sherman doing a good job in chopping down the taller Paul Wilson.
Ooh.
Man, that smack of flesh is something else, AJ. Makes me glad to be on this side of the cage, not on the inside.
That inside thigh kick. That's a soft spot on me, Todd.
Everywhere's a soft spot on me, amigo. Push kick attempt there from Wilson, just a little short. And Sherman doing a good job in finding that range that he needs. Once again, just working on that leg.
Yeah, Paul Wilson's not gonna be able to eat many more of those calf kicks. He's beating up his legs here.
And that calf kick has been a technique utilized in recent years, AJ. And they do not feel good. Almost like debilitate your leg worse than a regular leg kick. Right at 1 minute left in this kickboxing match. Oh, big overhand there from Sherman. He was going for broke there. Big body kick caught by Wilson, but he had to eat it to catch it.
Ooh, slick.
Nicely done there from Sherman. Following up, almost like a missed the kick and had like a tornado punch coming right to follow up. Nice body kick from Wilson. Probably the best strike he's landed this round. Oh. Good right hand on the break there from Sherman. Just under 10 seconds left. Let's see who finished stronger. Wow. Both fighters catching the kicks. What a sight. Round one comes to a close.
Good first round. I thought that Sherman landed the more powerful shots.
Ever see the corner of Paul Wilson? You got to imagine what advice and adjustments his corner is asking him to do in this round. I would have to give, on my unofficial card, AJ, I give a slight edge to Sherman for that round. It's close, though.
I'm with you. I just think the more meaningful shots landed, and he is really beating up those legs.
Definitely.
And that's just scoring points.
Wilson started coming alive at the end. We'll see if he can take that momentum in with him in round number 2.
You're seeing Wilson, the one thing he's got going for him is really that length. He's getting to control or dictate the distance at which the fight's being taking place. Oh, it doesn't matter now.
Right when you're saying that, AJ, he walks right into one hell of a right hand from Sherman. The referee immediately calls it a one-punch knockout. My goodness. And he is fired up, AJ, and rightfully so. My goodness. Right when you're saying about the range.
As I was saying, If he can just stay on the outside, he's out of danger, and then ducked inside and paid the price.
And let's check out the replay on that knockout. Oh my goodness, AJ.
Wow.
Man, one hell of a time punch there from Sherman. It was perfect. That is one to see on the highlights when he goes back home. Sherman checking in on his opponent. Let's take a look at that again, AJ. Oh my gosh.
Overextended, dropped his head, paid the price.
I am the one punch king, baby. That's me.
Man,
Cutthroat entertainer.
that's the danger in fighting.
Oh, yeah.
Sherman's got some good support here in the crowd.
Can I get up? Oh, yeah.
Let's make this one official and hand it over to Colin Cantrell.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes at 39 seconds in round number 2. Your winner by knockout, Kenneth Sherman.
What a way to start the night.
Always a great way to start the night with a knockout.